Okay, this is going to be a more casual video. What we've got here is I went on Comics and Cocktails and they had a bit of a January sale. Now, while we're all in lockdown and we're all waiting for stuff to be shipped and everything from overseas, there's not much going on over in the UK at the moment. So I saw a sale on Comics and Cocktails. There was a few Marvel Legends I was waiting to pick up, and then I saw all the ones that I wanted were pretty much going on sale. So decided to take a look at them all. So what we're going to do is just going to unbox them and have a look at exactly what we got in this quite a substantial haul amount of figures. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to unbox this one-handed as much as we can. And we're just going to have a look at what we get, because I've got quite a few in here. I'm really excited to see all the ones I ordered. Hopefully they all arrive. But this is an entire batch of the Age of Apocalypse line Marvel Legends. Now they had these on sale pretty cheaply, but also at the same time they had a discount if you bought the whole set. But also at the same time they also included an extra figure in the set as well. So what we're going to do is just going to have a quick look at all the figures you get in here. And this is the extra one they sent me, because it is an X-Men figure as well. I think this is Marvel's Blink. I'm really looking forward to unboxing all these and displaying them on the shelf right next to all my other X-Men up there, which I've just started the shelf for those. So it'd be awesome to just put just a whole load of X-Men together, I think. And this Blink, I think she's been around for a while. I don't know why she hasn't sold out. I mean, there are enough X-Men collectors out there, but maybe they just made too many of them. And then they gave it to me for free if I bought the whole batch of Age of Apocalypse line. So I did. So what else we got in here? Ooh, we got Sunfire. Now this is a really nice looking one because it's got all those translucent pieces on the body, and I do love me a translucent piece on a figure. I think it looks really cool. You know, I can't actually remember where Sunfire's sort of role in the comic books was. Again, it was years since I read them, and I can't be bothered to go back and read them again. But yeah, I do love all those little translucent body parts. Looks very, very niche. He'll definitely stand out in the collection, that's for sure. And then you've got all the extra Sugarman parts, so that's an even extra figure in the collection. Let's have a look at this one. What's this? Wild Child. Okay, but now that we do have Wild Child, we need Sabretooth, don't we? You can't have Wild Child without Sabretooth. That's what that chain is, you know. Sabretooth's supposed to be on the end of it, keeping him calm and just like not letting him off the leash, sort of thing. So yeah, there better be a wave too, because I definitely want Sabretooth from the Age of Apocalypse line. He looked awesome. Yeah, Age of Apocalypse is an interesting one. It's sort of a bit Marmite. Some X-Men fans love it. Some really, really hate it. I myself, I was just getting into X-Men just about the time the Age of Apocalypse dropped in the comic books. By pure accident, actually, because I'd been going into comic book shops for years, and I was always reading the X-Men comics, because back in the 90s, the comic book to go to was X-Men. They were the big thing. When you went into comic book shops, all the different X-Men comics were all lined up on the prominent shelves. There was Uncanny X-Men, there was Wolverine, there was X-Force, all that type of stuff. And then, you know, next to them, sometimes you get Superman, Spider-Man and all that type of stuff. But, you know, X-Men was the hot franchise back in comic books back in the 90s. The Age of Apocalypse happened, so then everything, you know, changed and switched up. So while I was just getting into the storylines of the original, they decided to flip everything on its head and make a new comic book line called the Age of Apocalypse, which was interesting because it allowed me to start from the bottom and work my way up. But unfortunately, yeah, some of the storylines weren't as good as the originals, so a lot of people were just not enjoying the Age of Apocalypse, and I think even I gave up in the end. I did have the original setups, like the original comic books, including the foil-fronted comic books and things like that. I still got them. I got them in my cupboard. But in the end, I just I couldn't keep up with it. So yeah, that is a shame. But it is nice to see all these characters again. It's sort of like a blast from the past. Open this up. We've got Marvel's Morph, which is probably meh, you know, a bit meh. Not big, you know. I can't remember this guy in the comic book, if I'm honest. Not a huge fan of his, but you know, he's there. He's going to look cool on the shelf, I think. I mean, given the expression on his face and the sort of cheeky smiles he's got and things like that, he was probably a bit more of a comic relief in the actual comic book. bit of a sort of Jim Carrey style sort of jokester more than likely. But yeah, I honestly can't remember much about Marvel more from the comic books, if I'm honest. Big old cape. Problem I have with Marvel Legends and their capes is sometimes they're really heavy, and you know, figures fall backwards or they don't balance properly. They can make things awkward, which is a bit of a shame. But it's nice to have that in the collection. And then of course you've got the Sugar Man. This is basically the Sugar Man figure, the start of the figure really. But I also included Jean Grey on the side there, and I had to put her in sideways because she can't fit in there. Just looking at her face paint, so you can see that she's painted quite nicely. Very cool, very 90s sort of get up, isn't it? Very futuristic 90s get up. And then this Sugar Man, wow, look at the paint detail in that tongue. Ugh. But again, that's one of those figures that stands out in the background. But considering this is Jean Grey's actual packaging, they really sidelined her, which is a shame because she looks fantastic. And if you're one of the people that keep it in the packaging, you're not going to really be able to see her, which is a bit disappointing, but never mind. You've got all of this Sugar Man stuff going on, and it's quite a bit of weight on this guy. So yeah, technically this is the Jean Grey, but really it's the start of the Sugar Man builder figure. So yeah, this looks cool. Jean Grey looked cool in this as well. I really liked her look in this, so she'll be awesome. And then of course we've got, is it X-Man? I think this is Scott Summers' brother, I believe, and him and Scott have a falling out, and I believe Cyclops was a bad guy in the Age of Apocalypse, if I recall properly. But yeah, this guy looks quite cool. I like that thing sticking out of his eye. That looks nice. That's quite fun looking. Yeah, I do love me some yellow on a figure. I think that works really well. Also, pretty sure Cyclops or Scott Summers has got to come with Wave 2 as well, hasn't he? Because there are a few key characters missing that they've sort of negated from this line. And I think Scott Summers was quite a pivotal role in that. So yeah, maybe this guy, they released him now because they knew if they released Scott Summers, that'd be the one everyone wanted. So yeah, be interested to see if they ever drop that. And then you've got the Sugar Man arms. Really freaky. That's the weirdest character I've ever seen in X-Men, that Sugar Man. And I mean, X-Men is weird, but Sugar Man is probably one of the weirdest I've seen. And then of course we've got Marvel's Dark Beast. This is when he was working for Apocalypse and he was doing all the weird experiments on people because he was a bit sadistic. But yeah, he looks cool. I've got the original Blue Beast up there, which I got a couple of weeks ago, with Rogue, which was really cool. They were imports from Comics and Cocktails as well. So yeah, pick those up. And I've got this guy now. I mean, there's definitely got to be a Wave 2 of this, surely, because there are so many characters that they have sort of missed out on. Luckily, they prioritised Wolverine, Beast, Jean Grey, but Wild Child even. But personally, I think he should have come in a 2-pack with Sabretooth. Sabretooth and Wild Child together. A bit like the Apocalypse figure in this wave, where he was on his own just as a big fig. You could buy separately. You could have done that with Sabretooth and Wild Child together, I think. Do like those metallic trousers there, that's quite nice. Really good sculpt on the face as well. Awesome. And then the last one in this box is Wolverine Weapon X, which I've already got because I just bought this guy just because I like Wolverine. So I just ended up buying this guy. I didn't buy the rest of the line. So this is my second Wolverine from Age of Apocalypse in the collection, which you know, I may sell on. No big deal. I mean, for the whole lot, for this entire sort of haul that I got, all the figures in two, it had to come in 2 boxes. But the amount of figures I got, I ended up paying about £11 for each figure total, including shipping, which is really, really good, considering it's like half price really, isn't it? And that's including shipping, so better than half price really. Close this up and then we'll put this one on top and see what we've got. Okay, and that was a quick cut because I had to use 2 hands to put it up. I couldn't hold the phone at the same time, so let's just film this. Come on, unbox. Okay, pop this open, see what we get inside. Oh, we've got more Apocalypse. Here we go. So let's have a look at what we got. Okay. This is, yep, you guessed it, this is actually Apocalypse from Age of Apocalypse. Because there's no point having all the rest if you don't have this guy standing behind him looking boss. Absolutely love that skull. Ooh, that's quite grim. I like that. Got that extra head sculpt there with his mouth closed, but I do like that sort of cackling face he's got there. It looks like they've painted a lot of this as well. They've not just left it with the whole sort of marbled plastic. Looks like there's a lot of paintwork in this guy, which is really cool. And he weighs a ton, so that'll be nice to put in the collection as well. Then this one we've got, so I can add it to my normal X-Men collection. We've got the Uncanny X-Men Storm. She's got lightning blasts. This will look good next to all the others as well. I have her flying, I think. And I know there was like a white suit one, which I probably would have preferred, but yeah, this is cool enough. And it will fit in with my X-Men collection. And this one, I had to get this because it's one of those figures that always draws my eye. Whenever I was in like one of the comic book shops and I saw it, it always drew my eye no matter what. Even though, you know, it won't sell. They've been struggling to sell this guy forever. But it's Marvel's Cannonball from X-Force. I don't, honestly, it's a love it or hate it one, isn't it, really? I love this. I think it's really cool. And every time I saw it, I went to buy it. But then obviously, you know, I got distracted with other things, had to buy other things. But then when he was in the sale for almost free practically, I was like, yep, having that. So he's one of those oddities on the shelf that will look really nice. But again, it's not the end of the world, you know. I think a lot of people were very much on the, like they either were indifferent with him or hated it. So, you know, I like the translucent sort of effect he's got on his legs there, which looks quite fun. He's got those little goggles as well. So yeah, I'm glad I picked this up. Is his eyes wonky? From different angles it might look a bit wonky, but no problem. And then the last one in our haul, which was the last one from the Deadpool movies, Domino. And again, she was at a discount, and I felt there was quite an early sort of discount for her because she'd only just been released, really. It wasn't long ago she came out, so I don't know why they were dropping the price on her so quickly. Maybe they just made loads of them and they knew they weren't going to ship all of them. But yeah, look at that. That looks really good. It's all painted. I like this. This is going to look good next to all my other Deadpool figures. I've got Deadpool, Negasonic, Teenage Warhead, and Cable. So she's going to go next to them. Okay, so that was my Marvel Legends haul from Comics and Cocktails. That's it, guys. That was it, really. Just did a quick unboxing, have a look at all the figures, and see what we got. So yeah, obviously the pricing on these are all different. I think she was 15, he was 20. I think he was practically given away for free. All these kinds of figures are all different, and in the wave this was like £84, but also at the same time they had a 10% discount code, so all of these came down even more, and it even had a free figure with it. So completely and entirely this whole lot was an absolute bargain, and they're all going to look fantastic on the shelf next to each other. Okay, and here's a little extra something for people at the end who stay and watch the whole video. If you're a subscriber to my channel, you'll see that I actually showed how to make sort of little LED flame effects for dioramas and action figures and things like that, just by buying a few components and putting them all together. Well, we're going to turn the light off and I'm going to show you what it looks like. You see it's all lit up and it's starting to flicker. Looks very cool. If we put the flame effect, that's how Marvel Boom Boom looks with that flame effect on. Now I'm going to turn the light back on just so you can see the whole thing, but unfortunately it's so bright in here it kind of dulls the effect a little bit, but you can still see it. There you go. So it looks like he's actually blasting off, which is a pretty cool effect. Okay guys, you know what I'm going to say now. Like and subscribe. If you do me a favour now, if you can get the fuck out of my cave, I'm going to start unboxing all these figures. Oh, just like Christmas.